Colleagues, I rise in memory of Alejandra Garcia Williams, the General Counsel of Mexico in Sacramento. Counsel Garcia Williams was a patriot and a consummate professional who served her country with grace and with dignity. She served the people of Mexico with distinction over 25 years, including posts in Paris, Washington, D.C., Mexico City, and multiple California cities. She was also a dear friend to our state and this nation. Before coming to Sacramento, Consul Alejandra Garcia Williams served as Deputy Consul General and Acting Consul General in San Francisco from 2007 to 2009, and then as Consul General in Santa Ana, Orange County from 2009 to 2015. In her time here in Sacramento, she became a familiar face in the halls of this great capital. In collaboration with the Cien Amigos organization, she helped to strengthen the bonds between our state and Mexico, leading the annual Mexico Advocacy Days here in Sacramento. She was an ardent human rights advocate and was actively involved in mentoring young scholars through the Steps to College University Fair and Cien Amigos Ime Becas scholarship program. Consul Garcia Williams was a graduate of la Universidad de Iberoamérica Americana in Mexico City, where she earned a bachelor's degree in international relations. She also earned a certificate in diplomacy from Oxford University. She passed away just recently, last month in December 19th, 2016, after battling cancer. She leaves a loving family, her husband, Remy, and daughter, Anne-Sophie. Colleagues, I can tell you this, and many of you got to know her during the course of the past few years as the Consul General with the title of Ambassador as well too, with the Secretary of Foreign Affairs. Given the inequities that exist in society, not just in the United States, but throughout the world, in Latin America and elsewhere, the inequities between men and women, to have a woman rise to the level of ambassadorship and to have certain diplomatic posts throughout the world is an incredible feat that should always be highly recognized. She was a very familiar face here in our capital, doing everything within her power with regards to human rights of immigrants who live in the United States, particularly here in California, business, economic ties, bringing small businesses, communities together, just trying to foster and cultivate a closer relationship with the people of California while maintaining her official responsibilities as a diplomat to represent her country and to represent her people in el extranjero, people who are outside of the Republic of Mexico. She was just a wonderful human being, a very dignified woman. And if you recall, when we had the honor to have the President of Mexico and as well as the former Canciller Claudia Ruiz Massieu, the former Secretary of Foreign Affairs, it was Alejandra who accompanied them and helped facilitate these meetings. And she also, when a group of us just recently last year went to Mexico, we met with the President of Mexico, the Secretaries of Energy and the Environment and Foreign Affairs. Alejandra helped facilitate those meetings as well. And the purpose and the objective is always to bring our nations, but in particular our state, closer to our neighboring border friend and brother, the Republic of Mexico. She will be a woman who will be sorely missed, a very kind, a very gentle, a very beautiful human being. And colleagues, I ask that we rise to adjourn in her memory.
Thank you. Senator Morlock on this issue.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't know what more I could add to what the President Pro Tem has just said, but I think he made one point that I should elaborate on, and that is the General Counsel, we called her Alejandra. She served with distinction in the county of Orange, and I met her shortly after she arrived, and she was everything that the President said she was. She was multi-talented, very gifted. We teased each other because she had lived in Holland for a while and spoke Dutch. my wife and I really enjoyed seeing her and Remy at events, and we laughed a lot. We had a lot of fun joking around and enjoying each other's company. She has and had a wonderful husband. Remy, you are a real star. I got to know Anne Sophie a little later, but my final discussions with Alejandra were about her health, and I've been praying for your mom, and it's a big loss. So I thank you for coming today, and we mourn with you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Senator Morlock. Senator Pan.
Thank you, Mr. President, Senators. I too rise today to join our President Pro Tem to adjourn memory of Ambassador Alejandra Garciá Williams. In the short time the ambassador was here in my district, she made a huge impact in our community. And her work, I know the Pro Tem referenced to CN Amigos, emphasized the importance of the links between our community and Mexico, and creating really important ties both between Sacramento and Mexico, as well as California and Mexico. So she was a tremendous champion, and she will certainly be very deeply missed by the Sacramento community. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Pan. Senator Wesso.
Thank you, Mr. President. I also rise to express our deepest condolences to our community and to the family of Alejandra. It's with enormous regrets that we say goodbye to a person that was such a dynamic leader for our communities and the country of Mexico. It only seems like yesterday that we welcomed her here in the Senate floor, with looking forward to a long relationship, looking forward to lots of work that, of course, our jobs, her job entail. I think it's been, amazing how California and Mexico have worked together. I think it's wonderful that California and Mexico distinguish ourselves in how we work together in this country and the rest of the world. And it's no part, it is all due to people like Alejandra and the hard work they do to bring our communities together. She provided so many important services to the people of our community, getting access to important services to help them work here, transition here, travel here in California. The consulate's office provides an invaluable service to Mexicans abroad, and because of that, we're a better community. That last year was probably one of our most successful years as a legislature in dealing with Mexico and Mexicans abroad, and I'm very grateful to her for that, because she facilitated events for us, she facilitated trips, she was instrumental providing our office, and I know many of your offices, with very valuable information as to how to better position our state globally in this important economy. So we're going to miss her very much, and I just want to share just how saddened I was when I returned to Sacramento after speaking to her not long ago and seeing her not long ago, hearing about her unexpected and untimely death. I was very, very shocked, but I was much more saddened when I came to my office and saw a note from her sitting on my desk, and that note had been waiting since we were out on the break. I didn't get a chance to see it, and I just thought, wow, she continued to work. Battling, her condition, she continued to work in a dedicated fashion, representing her community, and that just really moved me. And it just says everything about her commitment to her community. And again, I want to say we're going to miss her very much.
Thank you, Senator Wesso. Senator Fuller.
I also rise to add my sentiments to the loss of Ambassador Alejandra Garciá Williams. What a delightful woman. She was strong, she was dedicated, she represented her country with direction, distinction, and honor. Her exemplary career and contributions were evident in the praise my colleagues who worked with her in Orange County had for her. She took joy in tackling all the issues and working with everyone who would come to the table and help. She lived a noteworthy life. She had impressive institutions that she attended. She received a certificate of diplomacy in international finance and politics from Oxford University. And we found that out about each other because I'd attended there for some postgraduate work. And what a delightful conversation we had about what she had achieved there. Was very impressive. The Mexican-American community and the Mexican community in the region will truly miss the leadership of Alejandra Williams, and among them, some of the noteworthy examples that I will be sorry about losing are the Steps to College Fair that she hosted on the consulate grounds to empower Latino families for educating them about the college application process. As a school superintendent, that was one of the things that we did year after year after year, and provided numbers for scholarships and grant money and Cal Grants, and is so appreciated by the community. And to see the children know by an early age that here's a phone number that will help get them through college if they need it. At a very early age, I can't tell you the value of how that helps them know that they should try hard and do their homework and try to get through. My condolences go out to her family and her friends and the communities that she impacted with her service. I hope for more governmental public servants like Alejandra for us to work with in the future.
Thank you. Senator de Leon.
Thank you very much, Mr. President and colleagues. Thank you very much for your wonderful words with regards to the person, the character, the human being that Alejandra Garciá Williams is. Again, I can just say she was a wonderful human being, and I'm glad that the senator from San Diego had mentioned that upon returning back to our 2017-18 Senate session, I too also found a note and un reconocimiento por parte de Alejandra, a note from her. And because she passed away just a few weeks ago in December, it just showed you that she was still working, representing her country under her official duties, and she was still thinking about us as a legislative body and how could she continue to work closer, probably knowing that her passing was imminent. So this is a day of mourning, and that we get a chance to share this opportunity with her husband, Remy, and her daughter, and Sophie. But it's also a day of recognition and celebrating a vibrant, dynamic woman. So on behalf, in a bipartisan fashion, on behalf of the wonderful Democrats and Republicans on the Senate floor, when we come together strongly. I'd like to give this Senate resolution on behalf of all of us, colleagues, to the family of Alejandra Garciá Williams. And I also like, if we can be so kind enough, also let's celebrate her. And if we could just give a nice round of applause to the family, Remy and Sophie.